What's going on, everybody? Sarah here with Astral Clocktower Studios, and I'm coming to you with another exciting installment of our Fresh Content Friday feature. A place where we give you a weekly deep dive into our upcoming Soulslike Dark Fantasy ARPG, Kristala. Y'all already know that I'm always excited anytime I get a chance to chat with you guys. But I am super hyped for today's FCF showcase. Why, you ask? Well, you may have noticed that we recently announced a pretty sweet collaboration with several prominent vocalists in the metal scene, who will all be lending their grunts, growls, screeches, and screams to help bring Kristala's beasties, bosses, and baddies to life. So for today's extra special Fresh Content entree, we'll be digging a little deeper into this collab to give you the inside scoop on some of the gnarly cursed creatures featured in the Kristala X Metal Voices reveal. First up on today's roster of Rotten is this badass ogre named Hiratrola, who's voiced by David Simonic, the frontman of American deathcore band Signs of the Swarm. As the first vocalist to join the Kristala X Metal project, and the one who really started this whole thing, David was the perfect choice for Hira, who serves as the first major boss you'll meet during gameplay in Kristala. And although Hiratrola clearly isn't an Onagativa, a member of the feline species that dominates planet Ilor, he does dwell in Onaclan territory. More specifically, he can be found in our nature magic clanlands. As you play, you'll have to figure out how a cursed Hira found his way to Dala Mace, and why he's still lingering, even though the fishing villages have been abandoned by the Onagativa themselves for several decades. So best of luck, travelers. You're definitely gonna need it when you finally come face to face with Hiratrola in-game. And don't say I didn't warn you. Speaking of Dala Mace, that brings us to the next vocalist featured in today's Metal Collab extravaganza, David Benitez, who is the founder of Extreme Vocal Institute and of American metalcore band Renaissance. David's impressive vocal range lends itself perfectly to two of the gnarly enemies you'll first meet in Dala Mace, the Masarusa and the Dalakin. Now, we gave the Masarusa a nice feature in last week's FCF showcase, but for all you new folks who are just joining us, here's a little refresher. This two-legged mushroom beast will be roaming the dark forests of Dala Mace during gameplay in Kristala, wielding a poisonous spore-filled club that packs quite a punch if you happen to get caught in its range. Though the Masarusa may look unassuming, don't get it twisted, friends. This lumbering creature is wicked tall, and it definitely wants to see you fail your Raksaka proving, so be sure to keep your eyes peeled as you go. In addition to the Masarusa, David Benitez will also be voicing this crab-like creature we've dubbed the Dalakin. Another enemy that's native to Nasargan clanlands, the Dalakin is one impressive vessel. One of its most recognizable features is the rock-like, lichen-coated shell that adorns its body and protects it from predators. The shell also serves as a camouflage device, making the Dalakin look like an unassuming boulder, until it burrows underground and re-emerges without warning. We legit cannot wait to show off the impressive noises David has in the works for both of these Kristala creepies. Stay tuned. The third metal vocalist featured in our reveal is Joe Badalato, or Joe Bad as he's known to fans of Fit for an Autopsy, the American deathcore band Badalato fronts. As a gamer himself, and a regular streamer over on Twitch, we knew Joe had to be a part of our Kristala X Metal collab, and we're super excited that he'll be voicing two powerhouse enemies featured in-game. The first Joe Bad baddie is another one of our mushroom beasts called the Shroom Hag. Like the Masarusa David Benitez is voicing, the Shroom Hag was bestowed life once the Great Curse came to planet Ilor and mutated its creatures into murderous foes. This absolute mountain of monstrosity features one clawed-like hand for grasping and grabbing, and one snake-like arm that will, you guessed it, serve as a whip-like weapon during combat in-game. And hey, you'll at least be able to see this big boy coming when you catch a glimpse of the eerie green glow he gives off in the dark Iloran night. The second mutated creature Joe Bad will be voicing is this wicked abomination called the Coda Berserker. And yes, my friends, those are literal chainsaws that serve as this ratty baddie's hands. The rodent-like Kodakaya are definitely the most prevalent enemy you'll be facing in Kristala, and these wicked opponents come in all shapes, sizes, and level of difficulty. The Coda Berserker has the potential to deal high damage during combat, with the capacity to fully disembowel its opponents using those razor-sharp chainsaw hands. So attacking these guys with your magic at range might be a good plan of action. Y'all, just wait until you see how creepy the maniacal laughter for this mad berserker is. And last, but certainly not least, the final vocalist showcased in our Kristala X Metal reveal is Will Ramos, the talented vocalist behind American deathcore band Lorna Shore. Known amongst fans as the Rat King, it was only fitting that Will lend his impressive vocal skills to two of the most badass rodent enemies we've dreamt up so far. The undead Kota and, wait for it, the literal Rat King. You may have heard us tease the fact that there will be zombie rats to battle in Kristala, and we're super excited to show off this most unrelenting undead enemy. Covered in gnarly, pus-filled blisters and bits of plated armor embedded into its flesh, the undead Coda is one of our creepiest enemies to date, perhaps second only to the Rat King creature itself. And why are there zombie rats patrolling Onegativan clan lands? That's probably a question best suited for our necromancing Mirtuna clan's Guild of Occult Warriors, the Spirit Hunters. But we'll save the backstory on the Spirit Hunters for another day, because right now it's time to take a look at the final enemy featured in today's showcase, the Rat King. Here's a fun fact: Rat Kings are a real thing. They're a collection of rats whose tails have been intertwined and bound together in some way, making them one ferocious unit of yikes. For our Rat King, we took this idea and ran with it, dreaming of this colossal monster made up of mutated Coda enemies that have all merged together into one juggernaut of a Coda boss. But don't worry, my friends, you won't be meeting the Rat King until you're already well into Kristala's gameplay. So the good news is, you'll have plenty of time to prepare for battle with this royal pain in the you-know-what. Well, friends, that'll do it for today's special Kristala X Metal Fresh Content Friday event. We hope you enjoyed learning more about each vocalist, and about the creatures they'll be bringing to life with their gritty, gross, and grimy sounds. We'll definitely be sharing tons more updates about this collaboration, including previews of the vocals each artist recorded in the weeks and months to come. And we have a special contest coming up soon, where you'll have the chance to win one of these super sweet shirts featuring the new Kristala Metal logos. So for now, soak up that Friday feeling and ease on into weekend mode. We've earned it. I'm Sarah, and I'll see you next week with another Fresh Content Friday showcase. Stay metal, my friends.